Hi everyone, welcome to an unusual episode of Hugs Through Shrugs. I'm Mary, and as you notice, Kath is not with me right now at this moment, but she will be with me in the video I will insert that we made way back on Mother's Day weekend when we were up in Newport, Rhode Island together. And in 2024, we've tried to come up with some better ways to sustain the charity's fundraising. And in that, we came up with a few ideas. One being, we are changing the name of our YouTube channel. As Kath has mentioned in the past, we are willows and we will bend and make whatever changes needed to sustain our service work that we do, providing comfort to moms whose children are battling cancer. And fundraising is critical. And our yarns have taken off and we do stay pretty busy. We currently are in 2 shops up in Rhode Island, but we are hoping to maybe do some smaller events like little trunk shows and indoor events instead of the big outdoor event like New Jersey Sheep and Wool, which we love doing. We will not be vending this year at Sheep and Wool, New Jersey Sheep and Wool. It's a beautiful event and so many nice people. It really, the weather and the stress and it just hasn't gone as smoothly the past couple of years. We did find out right after we did that episode that there's a new person running the festival this year, and that enticed us for a minute to maybe do the festival anyway. But what we are going to do for sure, weather permitting, it's nice to have that option, but weather permitting, Kath and I will be at the festival. We will be in our Hugs Through Shrugs t-shirts. We're going to set up chairs over near the picnic area, probably at around the intersection where you go back to the Grange building if you're familiar with the festival. Somewhere in that area. We're planning on hanging out for the day in case people come with donations like they've been doing more and more every year. So we will be there accepting donations and probably doing a little Tunisian crochet where if anybody is interested, we'll do a free little demo. So hopefully we could pull that off. Stay tuned for that May episode that we're very sorry it's late. But we will record again in 2 weeks with Kath by my side as Newport Yarn and Fibers.
Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Hugs Through Shrugs. I'm Kathy.
I'm Mary, and we are also Newport Yarn and Fibers. I guess we could start by saying, Kath, where are we?
We're in Newport.
And now I got to put my sunglasses back on.
Yeah, and just watch. I'll just keep doing this as I'm crying from the wind.
And we'll talk fast because the lawnmower guy who's mowing like 50 acres across the street from us is on the other side of the house. So we'll try to get this done. But it's been a while.
Yes, yeah, it has.
I think August.
Yep, it was right before Sheep and Wool, I think.
Yeah, so I guess we should say, God knows when anybody's watching this. This is May 2024.
Yes.
Mother's Day weekend. This is Friday.
Yeah.
And we came up to Newport to do a Meet the Maker in the Brick Marketplace in Newport at Friendly Harbor.
Yep.
So that's why we're here.
Yep.
But it has been a very long time. So we're going to try to, it's not that we haven't been busy, we just have not been.
We've been too busy.
Yeah.
So we need to catch you up and tell you what's new.
And it's not that we didn't want to make the time to do it. This is really hard to do.
It is. We both have been traveling a bit. There's a ton to do with the charity. It's you think that you'd have the time. It's just hard to squeeze it in sometimes.
And you have to really make the time. And then it's okay, we'll do it at the gazebo like we did when we introduced our Gilded Age yarns 2 years ago. And the guy's mowing and the wind is blowing and the tripod's flipping. So we're doing our best.
Right. And we want to give everyone an update. So let's see. What do we want to start with? Well, maybe we should tell them what happened at New Jersey Sheep and Wool.
We're not doing that again.
No.
So those of you who look forward to seeing us at New Jersey Sheep and Wool
will be customers.
We probably will go and sit somewhere. Oh, here comes a big wind. We will sit somewhere with our shirts on, and you should be able to find us.
Right.
We are trying to make a more easy to access, what's the word I'm looking for, presence in New Jersey, because that's where we live. The charity, oh God, the big wind. The charity started here in Newport, and there's so much about Newport that we love, and it's part of our journey, part of our story. But we're in New Jersey most of the time, and that's where we need volunteers. So Sheep and Wool has been really good. We've had great people join us.
Great people. We wound up doing a presentation for a group and things like that. So, and people bring us shrugs when we're there, and donations. It's been,
people
we've
have
gotten
been
a lot
mailing
of
us
support.
bear capes.
Yep.
People are learning Tunisian crochet, learning how fast that is, buying our acrylic cakes.
Yep.
Let's talk about Sheep and Wool, because that was, it's a hard thing for us to not do, because it is the one local thing we were doing.
Right.
You want to start?
Where, a lot of people would they come to look for us. So like, even when they changed our location again.
For the third time. We pay for a space.
Right. And
So
we're
people
like
could find
usually
us.
like one of the first people to sign up and pay, and we would like the same space, and we keep getting moved, which is like, people are like, oh, we couldn't find you, and things like that. So they moved us again, and is it like the second or third
I think it's
time?
the third time. Third time's the charm.
Where, we had a good day, and then the next day is torrential downpours. This year, it was not only the rain, it was the wind. It was like a microburst went through the fields.
It was a whole week of really weird weather, like tornadoes would blow through out of nowhere. It was the week after Labor Day weekend, it was like 100 degrees and such a steam bath. And then these, my cat says, microbursts would blow through.
Right. And it was huge, and like, we're watching people's stuff across from us just go flat.
This was
their
about
tables,
and this was about 3:00 on Saturday. So
Yeah.
we set up on Friday, 1,000,000 degrees, dripping sweat, 2 tents. Had to find somebody to tell us where our space was, because our space was all caution taped off, and they moved us way back.
Didn't tell us. Because we signed up for that space. We got approved at that space.
And we pay full price. It's not like, because we're a nonprofit, we get any kind of discount. So we should be treated like everybody else. And it's volunteers who are running it, and I understand they're doing their best. But when it takes 45 minutes to find someone to tell us where we are, and I have a map where we see where we're supposed to be, but there's caution tape. And then we set up, and
it was, it was fine. I didn't feel like there were that many people there this year, which is, it is what it is. But on Sunday, once this storm hit around 3 p.m, and I'm telling you, thank God we had
Saturday.
volunteers. I'm sorry, on
we set
Saturday.
up on Friday.
Yeah, we set up Friday. This was Saturday around 3. This wind came, and thank God we had one of our volunteers there, and your daughter, and we are literally holding the tent with all of our weight.
It's
as
coming,
it's lifting
it's
up
coming
off
out of the ground by like 2 feet.
Yeah.
We're holding, because it was like a parachute.
And
it was
people's
horrible.
stuff, I saw people's yarn going into mud puddles across the way, and I was like, when you make the investment to do one of these shows, you spend thousands of dollars buying yarn and time in that you invest into it. We're doing this for a charity. We need to make the most money we can, and if your merchandise is going into mud and getting destroyed.
And people in the barns also lost stuff, because overnight
did.
the rain continued, the barns got wet, and depending on where you were, you came the next day to mud. We got lucky because we set our 20-foot tent, 2 10-foot tents, right in front of our big van. So when this weather came, we swung open the door, started chucking
Throwing
stuff in the
everything
van. And in doing that, our displays were all torn apart, and we spoke to someone there and said, everything is just like torn apart. We don't think we could come back tomorrow. And we were basically told, well, if you don't come back tomorrow, you won't be allowed back to vend. And we said, fine.
Right, because at that point, like, some of the displays we weren't going to be able to fix. And again, like, we were afraid to leave our stuff overnight. We had basically had to take everything apart just to save our things. And that was it.
That was it.
It was
We're done. It was a
Low
lot
battery.
of work. Low battery in the iPad?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to talk faster. So we're not doing that again.
No.
Then we did have, but in the back of our minds, we're always thinking, how are we going to continue to fundraise? And we've been bouncing the idea around about keeping the yarn dyeing separate. So it's not Shrug Hug Yarns anymore. It's now Newport Yarn and Fibers, with a greater emphasis on the strong women behind the Newport mansions, because that goes anywhere. It doesn't matter where these women lived. They were strong women in a time when women had no voice, and we love their stories, and they all had Newport mansions. So that's our little twist. We have 10 colors now, and we'll show you the new colors and the yarns when we're at Friendly Harbor. Our hope is to record over the weekend, because we will be at Friendly Harbor all day Saturday with Deborah, and then Sunday we're running the store ourselves.
Yes, so that's going to be exciting. So we also have some new City by the Sea. We've talked about that before. We have all those new colors.
A year ago we introduced City by the Sea, and now we've added the 4 new colors. So there are 15 colors of City by the Sea, and we have a new line. We not only have our Bellevue Avenue, which is like the alpaca, more of a halo and a sparkle. We also did another line called Ocean Drive, which is a cooler fabric to the touch, if people prefer that, but also in our 10 colors. But we could really do the yarns more from Friendly Harbor.
Yes,
because
we will
can't show.
tomorrow.
We're not showing them now. What else did we do? We rebranded.
Yeah. The new yarn line.
We had the retreats
with sheep and wool.
No more sheep and wool.
Yeah. I think that's pretty much
We
it.
wrote it all down.
We did, but we can talk about that more another time.
Yeah.
When we have more battery.
Yeah. That my brain froze, but there was. I feel like some other stuff. I don't know.
I forgot the paper in the car.
That's okay. Mowing sounds like it's done. Construction's almost done.
Yeah. Now it'll be quiet when we're done.
I mean, the 4 new colors we could say too. They're Hunter House, which honors Catherine Warren, who's the founder of the Preservation Society. Edith Wharton, her mansion was called Land's End. She's The Age of Innocence, the first woman to win a Pulitzer Prize. Carolyn Astor, we have her mansion, Beachwood. And Mavis Leno, Jay Leno's wife, who they live in Seafair, beautiful mansion. What is considered to be the last of the Gilded Age mansions to be built here in Newport. It was built, I believe, in 1936. And we wanted to honor her. They do so much in the town here. Jay Leno does a lot here, and Mavis supports him. And so we picked those colors, and we'll show you guys the colors tomorrow.
Yep. All right. So
or in a minute, because you don't have to wait till tomorrow.
It'll be like this. All right. So we'll see you at Friendly Harbor.
Yep.
Bye.
Look at this. How lucky are we? Mother's Day in Newport, right here at the Brick Market. We are not open yet, but I did want to take a minute to share this beautiful street and Friendly Harbor, this beautiful store that we are sitting in all day yesterday, which is awesome. And today it's Kath and me running Deborah's shop alone. So wish us luck.
Hi everybody, we're back. Today's Sunday. It's Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.
Yes, we're in Friendly Harbor today. We were supposed to video yesterday, but we didn't have a chance. We were really kind of busy, but that's how it goes. We're in the store today. We're going to run it for Deborah. We're excited. We're opening in about maybe 20 minutes, 25 minutes. So we just thought we'd show you what Friendly Harbor looks like on the inside. And
here we are doing an event, not in a yarn store, in Newport. And again, so much easier than setting up tents. And we will take you on a little tour of the shop and show you. Deborah has us everywhere in here. It's so fun. And you saw the little footage that I inserted prior to putting this piece together. This is the prime spot in Newport. When you come to Newport as a tourist, this is where all the parking is. This is where all the cruise ships pull in. So to be in this location with our beautiful sign outside that says yarn, and this is going to be a really fun twist in our journey.
Right.
The new colors.
Yes.
Okay.
Introducing the new colors.
In the new weight.
Yes, the new yarn.
So we need to say, way back before the Gilded Age HBO series was a glimmer in our minds, we introduced our Gilded Age yarns. And the original colors were based on the mansion. So I'll say the mansion name, but Breakers, Marble House, Belcourt, Rough Point, the Elms, and Jackie Kennedy, a special color that we didn't have initially, but when we participated in Christy Glass's retreat in Roxbury, New York, she loves pink. We came up with the Jackie Kennedy specifically for that event, and it's been such a huge seller. We kept it.
People love it.
And she did have we could call it Hammersmith Farms. Not that anybody can tour it, but our color inspiration was Jackie Kennedy's wedding bouquet. So it doesn't have a ton. Oh, you look, Kat. Good job. So yes, and this is our original Bellevue Avenue. Originally, we only had one base, and it's Bellevue Avenue. And organically through vending, the shawls are also done in this. We were vending at Rough Point, selling the shawls in July one time, and a woman was like, "It's beautiful, but I just can't touch anything that warm when it's this hot out." And Kath and I thought, that makes sense. So we came up with a second shawl line called Ocean Drive. Keeping that in mind, we recently came up with Ocean Drive because the shawls sell so well in this blend.
Right.
Now Ocean Drive has a line. And a year ago, we brought City by the Sea, our Aran weight yarn.
Right.
So we have our original Bellevue Avenue, which is an alpaca and a superwash merino twisted together. A year ago in Block Island, we introduced our Aran weight City by the Sea.
Right.
And now we're introducing Ocean Drive and 4 new colors.
Right.
So I guess we could show Ocean Drive in the 4 new colors just to update everybody.
Do you want me to hold up all 4, or do you want
one at a time?
Okay, so how about if we start with Beachwood?
So Beachwood is the mansion of Carolyn Astor. So how can you have a line of strong women that you're honoring who had Newport mansions and not mention the queen of high society, the woman who you had to get by her and get accepted by her in order to be part of high society, Carolyn Astor. Now, you cannot tour currently Beachwood, but when we think the Astor, old money, silver and gold, we came up with a pastel version of silvers and golds for Carolyn Astor in Ocean Drive, which you can see is it's a merino with a little bit of nylon thread in there that causes the slubs. Kath, can you just hold it a hair closer to see the texture? So again, these are double skeins. You have 437 yards of the merino with the texture, with the slub, and a separate skein of 411 yards of superwash merino and the sparkle in it. So it's 2 hand-dyed skeins twisted together into one jumbo hank, $60. Our selling price for all of our double skeins are $60. City by the Sea is a single 180 yard skein, Aran weight superwash for $30. So those are our prices. So that's Beachwood.
Yep.
Now Carolyn Astor is officially part of our collection.
All right, the next one is Hunter House.
So Hunter House. When I was on a trip with my husband recently, who barely ever asks what's going on with the charity, but I was writing the bios when we were traveling, and he said, "So which woman out of the 10 do you find the most interesting?" And I had to think about it because they all tell fabulous stories. But Catherine Warren, who we honor through Hunter House, was the co-founder of the Preservation Society of Newport County. So going back a bunch of years ago, again, when women were not really the head of anything, somebody came to Catherine Warren and said, they're going to tear down this beautiful colonial home, Hunter House, that's in the Point. And she said, they can't do this. It's such a beautiful home. So she got friends together and gathered enough funds to save and preserve Hunter House. After that, they wound up negotiating with the breakers at the time. And at first it was just the exterior property that they were maintaining. Eventually they got more money and they were able to save the elms the day before the wrecking ball tore it down. Without Catherine Warren, there would be no Marble House to tour. All of these could have been torn down because they became white elephants, I think they refer to them in one of the tours, big money for families to inherit who don't have the money to maintain them.
Right.
So without Catherine Warren, there would be no Preservation Society of Newport County. And thanks to her, we can walk through these mansions as they preserve them. So Catherine Warren was really important. And there's her color.
Right.
Why her color? I should say,
Oh.
inside Hunter, you don't have to pick it up, Kathy, and you can get the next one. But Hunter House inside, they have a beautiful furniture collection. I think one of the first people to live there was a cabinet maker. There's a lot of beautiful woodwork inside the house. So we took the interior rich tones of the wood that's everywhere and used that to introduce that color way into our collection of 10.
Right.
Here we have Land's End, honoring Edith Wharton. You cannot tour Land's End, but Edith Wharton, who wrote a number of books, she was a very successful writer. A lot of people know her from The Age of Innocence. She was the first woman to win a Pulitzer Prize for her, I think, fiction. I think in the fiction category. But Edith Wharton's home, Land's End, that she was only here for a few years in Newport, although her family used to come here. She only owned a home for a few years because she didn't really like high society. That she kind of tells the story in The Age of Innocence in that book and movie. Land's End is a white mansion with black shutters and a gray roof. So we added this neutral kind of colorway, as is Hunter House, into our 10 collection of 10.
That's Land's End.
That is.
And the last
Edith
new
Wharton.
one is...
New one. And a favorite. This is Seafair. And in it, or through it, we honor Mavis Leno, who is Jay Leno's wife. And she's been a great support to him for many, many years. She has been an active feminist for probably forever. She decided at like 8 years old, watching The Honeymooners and saying to her mother, I'm never going to get married because I don't like the way these men are treating their women. Two beautiful women, Alice and Trixie. And their husbands were always making jokes and talking about them. And she, as a young child, she didn't like to see that. And then she changed her mind about marriage when she met Jay. And they bought their mansion, Seafair, here in Newport in 2017. It's beautiful. It's right on Ocean Drive. It's important to Kath and me because
I think we may have shown it.
We may have.
in another video, because we love to sit by...
We bring our chairs there and we sit there and we always joke
that we're stalking Jay Leno.
Or Mavis is going to someday, the girls are here, come on in for tea.
Oh, there they are again.
Right, oh, again. Right. So that's always been a funny little joke of ours. And we wanted
It's beautiful there.
It's a stunning location. The property is wonderful. And it is considered to be the last of the Gilded Age mansions to be built. Seafair, it was built in 1936. And then the hurricane of 38 came 2 years later and really destroyed the house, blew in the windows. They say a boulder flew over the house. And they did love Newport, and these people wanted to stay in Newport, so they built another mansion inland. And it's gone through a couple of owners since then. And in 2017, I think it was, Jay and Mavis bought the house. So we chose these colors not because Mavis invited us in and we got to see anything like that, but she has sat on the board of the Feminist Majority Foundation since, I believe it's 1997, and she specifically was fighting for the rights of Afghan women and girls. That's a feminist organization. She believed deeply in it, put a lot of energy into the work she did there, and these are their logo colors. So we honor Mavis through this colorway.
Right.
And we did want to show you guys the new base, which is Ocean Drive, 10 colors now. Bellevue Avenue is 10 colors, and the new colors are included now in our City by the Sea, which is 15 colors of the Aaron Waite. And those also include like St. Mary's Church, The Point, Autumn in Queen Anne Square,
Blossoms on Bellevue.
Cliff Walk in Winter, and Blossoms on Bellevue.
Right.
And you know what, during the video, I'm going to, when we do a tour around the store, show you a pattern that we came up with. We call it Beachwood on Bellevue. And it's a stitch pattern that we've used to make several shawls and ponchos and sweaters. And we we happen to like the stitch pattern. It's different and it's right by the door.
Well, it's very unique. Most people think it's crochet and it's actually knit.
It's actually a knit stitch.
So
that's right by the door.
Really
and
pretty.
We're going to open up for business, and we're going to tour the store, because if you come to Newport, you have to check out Friendly Harbor. To just feel very blessed to be part of a
community,
special place. And this shop has pulled in the nicest people.
Yeah.
So we met tons of fabulous people.
It was a lot of fun yesterday.
A lot of talking, a lot of warmth.
Yeah.
And here we are. Blessed to be here on Mother's Day.
Yeah, happy Mother's Day, everyone.
Yeah, and we can't say when we're going to record again.
Right.
We don't know.
We'll try.
We'll do our best.
Kisses on the car. Here it comes when we start to color. Really run to the color. Kisses on the car.